This PPT describes about Kerberos. This PPT contains introduction, history and development, benefits of using Kerberos, requirement of Kerberos, working, firewall versus Kerberos, applications, Kerberos version 4 and its weakness. Kerberos is a basically network authentication protocol. It is designed to provide strong authentication for client or server applications by using secret key cryptography. Kerberos was created by MIT as a solution to these network security problems. It is available as open source or in supported commercial software. It uses third-party authentication scheme. It assumes that hosts are not trustworthy. It requires that each client prove its identity. It enables a client and server to mutually authenticate before establishing a connection. It does not require user to enter password every time a service is requested. Kerberos version 4 and Kerberos version 5 are updates of the Kerberos software. Kerberos version 4 was designed by Steve Myler and Clifford Newman, who directs the Center for Computer System Security at the University of Southern California Information Science Institute. Kerberos gets its name from Greek mythology. Kerberos, also known as Kerberos. Several versions of the protocol exist. 1, 2, 3 occurred only internally at MIT. Windows 2000 was Microsoft's first system to implement Kerberos security standard. Kerberos version 5 was designed by John Cole and Clifford Newman, who appeared in 1993 with the intention of overcoming existing limitations and security problems. Benefits of using Kerberos: it leads to an unauthorized use of our network services and would certainly compromise all data present in our environment. Authentication is critical to security. Too many applications use a weak authentication mechanism like clear text password, or even worse, rely on the honesty of client application known as authentication by assertion. Consider a mail server. Its role is to deliver email message over the network to the appropriate recipient, but not to verify the user's identity. It has the advantage to manage secure authentication from a central location, and for many applications, it is reliable, simple, and easy to manage solution to use Kerberos. Furthermore, it unloads application servers from this time consuming authentication task and allows concentrating on their primary functions. Requirements for Kerberos: secure. A network eavesdropper should not be able to obtain the necessary information to impersonate a user. More generally, Kerberos should be strong enough that a potential opponent does not find it to be the weak link. Second, reliable. For all the services that rely on the Kerberos for access control, lack of availability of the Kerberos service means lack of availability of the supported services. Hence, Kerberos should be high reliable and should employ distributed server architecture with the one system able to back up another. Third, transparent. Ideally, the user should not be aware that authentication is taking place beyond the requirement to enter a password. And the fourth is scalable. The system should be capable of supporting large number of clients and server. This suggests a modular distributed architecture. Abbreviations used for the working of Kerberos: AS Authentication Server, KDC Key Distribution Center, TGS Ticket Granting Server, SS Service Server, TGT Ticket Granting Ticket. User client based logon step. A user enters a username and password on client machine. The client performs a one-way functions on the entered password, and this becomes the secret key of the client or user. Client authentication steps. The client sends a message to AS requesting services on behalf of the user. If client is in database, AS send back message which client decrypts to obtain the client or TGS session key for further communication with TGS. Client service authorization steps. Client sends message to TGS to get client or TGS sessions key using TGS secret key and sends following two messages to the client. Client to service ticket encrypted using the service secret key and client or server session key encrypted with the client or TGS session key. Here we can see the diagram of how Kerberos work. This is the initial issuance of ticket granting ticket. This is the subsequent request for services from the ticket granting service. This is the communication between the client and the application server. Difference between firewall and Kerberos. Firewall make a risky assumption that attackers are coming from the outside. In reality, attacks frequently come from within. Whereas Kerberos assume that network connections are the weak line in the network security. Applications of Kerberos: authentication, authorization, confidentiality, and within network and small set of networks. Kerberos version 4 was designed by Steve Myler and Clifford Newman, as we have seen in the previous slides. Version 4 of Kerberos makes use of DES in a rather elaborate protocol to provide the authentication service. It is a property of DES that if a ciphertext is decrypted with the same key used to encrypt it, the plaintext appear. If different encryption keys are used for the encryption and decryption, or if the ciphertext is modified, the result will be unintelligible and the checksum in the Kerberos message will not match the data. This combination of encryption and the checksum provides integrity and the confidentiality. For encrypted Kerberos messages, it is difficult to see the need for the many elements contained therein. Therefore, we adopt a strategy used by Bill Bryant of Project Athena BRYA88 and build up to the full protocol by looking first at several hypothetical dialogues. Each successive dialogues add additional complexity to counter security vulnerabilities revealed in the preceding dialogue. Weakness of Kerberos: single point of failure, requires synchronization of involved host clocks. The administration protocol is not standardized. Compromise of central server will compromise all users' secret key. If stolen, TGT can be used to access network services of others. Thank you.